No more shadow work. This is getting most people stuck out there. So, hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Mind Engineer community. Here, Tommy Walker, the Mind Engineer, sharing insight and tools to help people overcome their challenges and be able to start making changes in different aspects of their life. So, thank you very much. If you're watching, I would invite you to type if you can below in social media, hashtag live if you're watching live. If you are watching replay, hashtag replay. Remember, when more people engage with this video, if they like it, of course, more people get to see it. So I'm only asking for that in exchange of this time that I'm offering you guys out there. So let's talk about shadow work and why am I saying that we got to stop this, no more shadow work. This is getting most people stuck. So before people start attacking me, and saying whatever against this, I like putting these controversial titles on these videos to get people's attention. And it's going to be about shadow work, but please bear with me a little bit. Listen, I invite you to come with an open heart, open mind to really understand what I'm trying to say. So for many years, we have heard shadow work, finding those dark places inside of you for many, many, many years. And I've been studying the mind now for 16 years, and the way we speak, we create reality. And the way we speak also, and this is very important in the work that I do, it can invite to open the mind or to close the mind. Seriously, listen to what I'm saying here. Our words can open the mind or can close the mind. And our people that have tried shadow work have struggled over and over again, and they don't understand why. I want to show here why I'm saying what I'm saying. So if somebody comes at you and they're angry and they're pissed at you and they start judging, criticizing you, rejecting you, how do you normally tend to react? For most people, or type it there if you can in the chat, for most people, when they're attacked, right, they tend to shut down or attack back. It's very difficult for most people when they're attacked to stay open to explore why that person is reacting the way that they're reacting towards them. So again, they tend to shut down or they tend to react and fight back. Do you think that in any of those states, are you open to learning, to growing? And the answer is no. Normally, when you react like that, there is no growing, there is no learning. And this is very important to understand because when we're talking about shadow work, we're already going into the mind, looking for those dark places within us. And if you think about that, right, dark places, shadow, it doesn't sound very inviting. And a lot of people struggle with this because, again, it doesn't feel inviting. What I have discovered watching movies, listening, studying to many people out there, authors, is that, what I want to put here is that we have parts of us that are outcasts, that are exiles, like the movie The Matrix. We have parts of us that have felt exiled when we were growing up. So Tommy, when he was a little kid and he wasn't accepted, when he didn't feel valued, when he didn't feel recognized, when he was rejected, when he was judged, when he was, maybe if you were beaten up or different things that you went through as a little kid, that part of you started learning that as it was wrong. So it became an exile, a part of you that is living in the shadows, if you can say, right? But that part of you is still light. So what I'm inviting people is to question what we have been taught, how people have spoken about different things. Because as we look at different areas of life, many things have changed the way we see them, the way we speak about them. This is another area that I truly believe we need to start putting another name. I invite people to stop calling it shadow work because for a lot of people it sounds scary. I'm going to find a part of me that I don't like, right? Instead, what if we start calling it light work? Because at the end, you're going to find a part of you that is an exile, that is part of your light, part of your essence, part of who you are. Doesn't it sound more inviting if I call it light work? integrating the part of you that felt exiled, that felt outcasts, and bring them back and integrate them back to you. Wouldn't you like that? This is important to really start checking. And I've been doing this for many years, questioning what I've been taught, what I studied, and what other people are teaching too. Because again, as we progress, I believe that we're constantly evolving and we're learning new things and we're finding higher truths. And this really resonated with me as I started listening deeper to the meaning of shadow work and, finding parts of us that are in the darkness, right? There's still parts of us that are light, that they have a language construct that they're not good enough, that they're invaluable, that they're not lovable, that there's something wrong with them. That's what they think. It's a mental construct. But underneath that, the being is still there. The light is still there. So although Carl Jung has talked about this and many others have, talked about these things, shadow work, I want to invite everybody to start questioning these things that we've been doing for many years and maybe inviting you to call it in a different way, to invite more people to want to integrate the light of them that is still there, that's who they are, but is left behind, forgotten, so that they can feel safer to go into the depths of their subconscious mind to identify these parts of them that have beliefs. They have beliefs that are negative, limited, and false. But as we invite people to go within the subconscious mind to integrate the light, doesn't that sound a little bit more inviting, nicer to talk about? Tell me in the chat what you think about this. Please, guys, share there in social media. What do you think about what I just said? Instead of shadow work, let's start calling it light work. Because what I have experienced in all these years of work is that the subconscious mind doesn't open up to reveal what's going deeper. When somebody is procrastinating, when somebody is falling into people pleasing, when somebody is not setting boundaries, when somebody falls into perfectionism, overwhelm, they cannot find time for their hobbies, for their work, for their business. Whenever somebody is struggling, right, there is something deeper going on. So the idea is to love and accept every part of us, to start opening the mind and to go into light work, finding and integrating those parts of me. So there's a part of me that is procrastinating. A part of me is procrastinating. Okay, let's try to find out, why is that part of me procrastinating? If we ask with an open mind, open heart, and no judgment, just exploration, the mind tends to open up and reveal what's going deeper. Normally, there's fear. Fear of what? The idea is to be able to find out the fear of what. When people say, I'm feeling anxious, anxious is normally the byproduct of fear. So fear of what? What is the mind trying to protect you from? So as we go deeper, identifying those things, I have worked with a lot of people that even today, if they had a safe environment or they didn't have a safe environment, a lot of people still didn't feel safe inside of their body. Deep down, they didn't feel safe. So they would feel a lot of anxiety. And the anxiety was coming from a place of them experiencing things in their childhood that didn't make them feel safe. Maybe beaten up by their parents. Maybe their parents were not around because they went and worked and they left their kids at home. And I've worked with a lot of people that went through that. And I'm not judging mom and dad. I get it that they had to provide a roof over their kids' head, but the kids were left alone at home. So the kids were scared, or they were, feeling anger, or they were feeling lonely, or whatever it is that they were feeling. So past experience created the things that now we're struggling with. To be able to go into those past moments and heal, We need to open the mind. And to open the mind, we circle back to we need to talk to the mind in a way that invites it to open up, to reflect, to explore, to understand. And again, I feel that shadow work tends to close the mind. And a lot of people might say, no, Tommy, I don't have that experience for myself. I don't have that experience with my people I work with. That's great. That's awesome. But the idea is to make this that more people feel invited, more people feel better about opening up and doing this inner work so that they can finally start making changes. I have heard a lot of people that when they feel safe, when they don't feel judged at all, and when I bring this up about shadow work or light work, they feel much safer in going to their mind to find those traumatic moments in their past that they have left behind and they don't want to go face because they don't want to find that shadow darkness part of them in them. But as I speak about light, about hurting them, about a part of them that is hurting, a hurting part of them, right? A little Tommy, a little Diana, a little whatever, people feel safer and tend to open up more. So think back, if you're a coach, if you're a therapist and you're working with people, how many times have you found situations that you have tried to help people go deeper into their mind, explore what was going on deeper, and they were stuck there for a very long time, maybe weeks, months without being able to access, right? If that is happening often, it's because they are not feeling safe enough, whether it is a language that is being used, the unconditional love, maybe judgment, criticism, or whatever, they're not feeling safe to open up. When I started studying all of this, when I started putting this into practice, I found some people, more than less, people that found it difficult to open up to me. As I started realizing this and I started practicing different ways, I found more and more and more people opening up. And nowadays, after 16 years of work, I have very few people, like very few. And normally this happens in a group setting that they don't open up. Normally one-on-one, most people, most like 98% open up. One over 100 maybe, so 99% might not feel safe, might not feel something, and they don't open as fast as the rest. But normally people tend to open up when we create a loving, caring environment, no judgment, just exploring and learning from what they're going through. So again, I just want to be able to question the different perspectives, the different ways that we're working, and create even better ones to encourage people, to help people to open up to this work and finally be able to heal those deep wounds and bring from exile those outcasts, those parts of light that were forgotten, were left in the darkness, right back here now to integrate them. Because I also always say, I believe that we're spiritual beings living a human experience. And why is it we're not being able to manifest that and be more spiritual, have those amazing spiritual, experiences where we don't need other things to have those experiences? I have had amazing spiritual experiences without any type of drugs or anything, or mushrooms or anything, nothing at all. And I have had amazing spiritual experiences. So yeah, I understand that people want to do those through and have those experiences through mushrooms and things like that. Okay, that's fine. That's their experience. I still have amazing experiences without needing those type of things. So I'm integrating more and more me so that I can become more who I am, connect more with my higher self, and live more the life that I want to live. And that's what I want to share with you guys to help you do that too. So let me know if this makes sense. If you like what I'm saying about shadow work, instead of shadow work, changing it into light work. If you heard something like this before, if you ever questioned this, let me know there if you can on social media. If you're liking this, subscribe. Please subscribe on YouTube if you want to. Follow me for more, because I'm going to be sharing more insight and tools to help people overcome their daily struggles and become more who they are meant to be.